Tjena era gamla vikingrävar, det här är Olavi från Amon Amarth. Hälsningar från New York.
We're inside Irving Plaza with Oli from obviously Amon Amarth. How are you, man?
I'm very good actually.
So far so good on this actual cycle.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Good shows and great fans.
And obviously, you know, I think for you guys what's cool and what I've noticed is that every time you put out a new record, it gets better, heavier, stronger, especially the live shows. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, of course. I think we work really hard with the newest songs and also when we come up with what we're gonna use on the tour, like production wise and stuff like that. So we always try to take it to the next step and or the next level. So it would be stupid if we just settle with writing ordinary songs. We always try to be better.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the writing process itself? How long does it take for like a song to be completed from the moment you start writing it to the moment it's recorded?
It's actually quite It's not like one formula. I think the first song I wrote for the new album was the title track, and I already had the basic ideas when we ended Certain Rising. So that was the first I picked up. Then it took me probably 4 months to really complete until I showed the guys the ideas. But then, I think the second last song we wrote for the album, Blood Eagle, I think took me probably a week or not even that, just a couple of days, more or less. So it's all, sometimes a song can take many months and sometimes just a couple of days. But usually, we get together when we have enough material. That's when we get together as a band and start, showing the ideas. And then even though if I have a complete new song, we go to rehearsal and I show them part by part, and then we just strip it down and we build it up together as a band. But some songs it's gonna sound very different from where I create when I did them until. Compared to when we are complete with the songs, and some songs are gonna stay more or less the same. So I don't know. It's all different.
Right. And I think it's cool what you just said, that you actually rehearse the songs before you go into the studio, because a lot of people nowadays are doing the whole digital stream.
Yeah, but we wanted to keep the band feeling, even though we're not really rehearsing as we used to do when we were younger, or since we're touring so much, and whenever we're home we try to stay away from each other. So but basically when we write the new album, we always write together, even though everybody cannot contribute with music or lyrics, but at least when we put the songs together, we do it like a band effort. And I think that's what keeping it the band feeling, and also everybody's involved. We are 5 guys, it's not 1 or 2 guys.
So everybody has like an equal,
Yeah, of course. Even me or Johan Söderberg, the other main songwriter, even if I have stuff that I'm like, oh shit, this is totally killer, and the other guy's like, nah, then we throw it away. That's the way it has to be. It has to be like democratic, and it's good to be 5 members. It's not gonna be uneven. It's gonna be like one side or other side.
There's always a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Obviously, you did Mayhem Fest as soon as the record came out. Now you're doing this run. How different is it to play a festival tour like that versus your own kind of headlining tour?
Mayhem was quite easy. We played like 35 minutes. So there's a lot of spare time, if you put it that way. And it was cool to hang out with all, you know, Machine Head, the Bottom guys, and Mastodon. We had a fucking blast. I mean, good times. But when you're doing your own tour, you play like a full set, and you know, it's not that much hanging out with other bands. Of course, I mean, Enslaved and Skeletonwitch, awesome dudes to hang out with, but it's not in the same level. It's more like this is more like a job, while Mayhem was more like an you know, hanging out. You know what I mean? But I thought Mayhem was amazing, and also since we choose to play the opening slot on the main stage, I thought it was great to, you know, because that was a challenge. Because some of the venues there, like front row, is all seated, and they're waiting there for the Five Finger guys or Zombie, you know. They're so it was kind of struggle, but that's what we, you know, we took the spot because, you know, can't be easy all the time.
Yeah, you guys were definitely the black sheep of the main stage.
Yeah, musically, yeah, but I thought it was great because, I mean, it's got to be a struggle sometimes. Can't always, you know, have wind in your sails.
Right, you gotta challenge yourselves to keep it exciting. Otherwise, you'll be like, oh, you know, let's go home and call it a day.
Yeah.
And obviously, you guys being from Sweden and Enslaved from Norway, what do you think are the main differences between the people from Norway and the people from Sweden, like personality-wise and, you know, mentality-wise?
I don't really think there is a big difference between that or even Finland. I think Scandinavians are kind of similar. It's only the language. Norwegian and Swedish is a little different. But, you know, some of the guys like Grutle and Kato, they can speak Swedish more or less. So it's very easy to communicate with those guys. But then you meet some other Norwegian guys that are like from up north Norwegia, and it's really, it's difficult to understand what they say. But except for that, I think the mentality is the same. I think you know, I don't really see any difference, to be honest.
So why is the metal so different?
I don't know. It's a tricky one.
This is very different. I mean, obviously it's all open to interpretation. But you, as a musician, you can tell the difference between you guys and Enslaved and other Norwegian bands as well. And then you can see some similarities between yourselves and Meshuggah and In Flames, other Swedish bands as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I don't see really anything similar with Meshuggah, but with In Flames, I totally get it. I mean, both bands, like, even though In Flames been, you know, they've been famous longer than us, but we've been around since, you know, pretty much the same. We both bands started in the very early 90s, late 80s. And I think what we did in Sweden was that we were very influenced by like traditional heavy metal, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Accept, and also the death metal movement, and, you know, tried to combine those together with some, you know, trashy Slayer. And I think for me that's the Swedish sound, you know, combining everything instead of like going like one way.
Right. Getting all the influences and putting it all in one.
You know, find something in between. I mean, my favorite bands are probably Priest, Maiden, Bolt Thrower, Death, and Slayer. So those bands has always been my influence, and even today still are. So my goal has always been to try to be somewhere in between that.
Now, as you guys travel all over the world, what are some of your favorite things to do as pastimes when it doesn't when it has nothing to do with the music? You know, when you have some time off to kind of do your own thing.
Well, if you ask our crew, they probably know what I like. I mean, I love Home Depot. I mean, power tools. You know, that's my shit. And, you know, I worked as a carpenter before I could make a living of Amon Amarth. So nowadays, carpenting is my hobby. I have a house that I'm fixing all the time, and yeah, Home Depot, love it. And then Bass Pro Shops, fucking love it. I mean, I don't hunt, but I fish, and, you know, it's heaven for a guy like me.
What is the largest thing you've ever built?
Well, when I was building, you know, when I was working, we built like skyscrapers and shit. So yeah.
I did, and obviously that shows that you have extreme work ethic. Because I think for doing something like that, you need to dedicate yourself. And I think it's the same thing when it comes to playing music professionally. A lot of people think that is, yeah, you get on stage, you have fun, you know, just headbang and make it look cool, and then that's it. But you know, to keep doing year after year, tour after tour, record after record, you gotta be dedicated.
Yeah, of course. In the in the end, it's all about a passion, and I mean, if I didn't have a passion for our music or this kind of music or the whole heavy metal, death metal movement, I wouldn't be able to do it. And you know, and also it's kind of like a dream coming true, and to be able, you know, to do this. And fuck, 20 years ago, who would have thought, you know? So it's all about passion.
And we obviously have a lot of years left. I think you guys are, you know, I think you guys are in your prime, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we've been lucky to be one of the bands that, you know, for every album we cannot take the next step. But, you know, we don't have any like big goals or anything like that. We just, you know, take it day by day more or less. And my dreams are already fulfilled when it comes to the band, and from now on I'm just happy, you know. And I think as long as we can continue to deliver great songs, and we can keep the friendship between the five of us, and I'm pretty sure we have many years, but you know, you never know.
I really want to thank you, my brother. Anything else you want to tell the fans watching?
Thank you, America, for your support.